Hey, Coach, how's it going? I just obviously halfway through the season, heading into the tail end. I guess just where do you feel like you guys are at right now compared to the beginning of the season, and what's kind of the next step for those guys?
Well, I think that we're improving. I think we've got to improve a little bit more, play with a little bit more pad level as far as being lower. But the guys are giving a lot of energy, and we're each week we leave a couple of plays out there that we need to finish on. You know, whether it's a missed tackle, a missed fit, whatever it might be. So we're still working on those things to get ourselves where we need to be.
Next, we'll go to Dalton.
Yeah, Coach. The Seals kid at quarterback kind of had a good game against Ole Miss. What have you kind of seen from him in film that you've watched so far?
Well, he's got a strong arm, and they do a great job of moving the pocket around with him. Boot action, the sprint out passes, and he can throw it in there. And the receivers are doing a great job of catching the passes for him. So you combine that with the good running game as far as with the tailback, and they're the complete package. So we'll have our hands full and got to make sure that we keep our pads low and try to win first down.
We'll go to Paul Jones.
Coach, I know you got a pretty veteran group on the defensive line, but looking at some of the younger guys, how is Armandus Cooley doing so far in practice?
Oh, he's doing a great job. He's getting better and better. He's kind of reconforming his body, so to speak, and he's trimming down and he's looking a little bit more agile each and every day. He's a guy that loves football and he's a strong guy. So we're excited about what he's doing. He shows up on Thursday night football and he gets after it. So really excited about him and even Banks. He's kind of working his way up the depth chart a little bit and getting a little bit of a taste. And he got one rep against Alabama. Got double teamed, so we got to keep his pads low on that. But we said welcome to college football. But we hope to get him in the game a little bit this week and kind of hopefully build his rep count a little bit. But he's a strong and quick guy and a guy that we're definitely going to be looking for to count on in the future.
We'll go to Tyler.
Jeff, what is the dynamic like when you're coaching a unit that's played pretty well and ranks pretty highly in a lot of statistics, but then on the other side of the ball, obviously the offense has had its struggles. So, what is that dynamic like, and how do you keep your guys engaged and keep pressuring them to do what they've been doing all year?
Well, you got to have guys that love the game, and it's a team sport, and we got to learn to play better as a team, complementing each other as far as one's play on the one side of the ball to the other, whether it's the guys on the sideline, special teams, offense, defense, doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, the guys here, they love football and they want to get better. And even as we've been struggling over the last couple of weeks, I mean, practice have been exciting. Guys have been flying around because they know they're working hard to get better each week, one week better than the next. And that brings that energy and allows us to continue to do what we're doing, striving for excellence because we haven't put together a complete game on the defensive side and especially on the defensive line. Like I said, mentioned earlier, we've left some plays out there and we want to clean that up. We want to keep getting better and better to where our best snap is the last snap of the season.
And kind of on the flip side of what you mentioned with guys flying around in practice and still being energized and engaged, I'm wondering if you've had to coach against any signs of frustration where maybe some of the guys on your unit have been, showing a little bit of, I don't want to say animosity, but just kind of, like I said, frustration with where the team is at, especially with how well the defense has played.
Well, I would say that I think people are disappointed in losing. You never want it. Losing is not good, obviously. So they're disappointed in that aspect. But at the end of the day, everybody's got to worry about, their own spot and what they've got to do and what they've got to do to get better. Like I said, nobody on the defensive line has put together a 100% graded game. And that's a big part. I got to keep coaching them up. We got to keep teaching them, the concepts and what we're looking for in certain situations. That way, when we step on the field, we can produce even more than we've been able to during the season. So, it falls on our shoulders as a defensive line, and we got to make sure that we're playing at our highest level. Because I always say the game will go as the D-line goes, and so we got to make sure that we're putting out a great product on the field each and every Saturday, assignment-wise, technique-wise, And if we do that, then that puts ourselves in a position to win.
We got time for a couple more. We'll go to Ben.
Coach, you mentioned guys like Javon maybe getting some more reps and things like that. I guess with this year and not having to worry about the redshirt rule, and I know you have more flexibility with it now with 4 games rather than just 1. But like, how much of that does that matter at all in terms of getting guys reps and maybe being able to plug them in for a few plays here and there in games? Is that just like one less thing to worry about, kind of with some of those younger guys?
It's definitely one less thing to worry about. You still have your normal guys that are in the rotation, just like last year with where you can play the 4 games. I thought that was an outstanding opportunity. If someone got banged up and maybe they were out for a week or 2 weeks, well, you can put somebody in there and get some quality reps without having to worry about, okay, is this one game going to cost this young man an entire year? So that's always been good. And of course, with the COVID year, none of it matters. But in the same note, yes, it is a sigh of relief, and you don't have to go through that planning part of, who do we play, how many games have they played, and trying to figure that all out.
All right. Anything else, guys?
All right. Well, thank you guys for what you do. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Coach Phelps.